Here's how this works, okay? This is called the empathy generator. It's also called a cold read in some sense. There's a lot of different definitions of cold read. This is not like you're getting a script that you've never seen before and you're auditioning. That's a different type of cold read. Anyone play poker? Cool. So what does it mean when someone has a tell?
They're giving away something about their hand.
Right. They're consciously or unconsciously letting someone know what's going on a little bit deeper inside their head. Okay? So what we want to do is not a negative tell. We want to do a positive, real. We want to set up someone else able to give. We want to set up someone else giving you a tell in the middle of a conversation. Then you're going to know exactly what to do with it. Okay? So these are going to be verbal and nonverbal because you're going to be reading them. Okay? So this is how it works. There's 4 steps. The first step is considered a what question. Okay? What do you do for fun? What are you into? Which is my favorite, by the way. I love that question, what are you into? Because no one knows what to do with it sometimes. It's like, what are you into? And they're like, what do you mean? So it gives them the choice, right? What are you into gives them the choice of where do I want to go? Do I want to talk about work? Do I want to talk about, okay? What are you passionate about? Which is my least favorite up there because it's cliche. But these are just things you can put in your own words. I want you to get the idea of what types of things you want to ask. What do you do in your free time? Something I always ask in conversation is, what do you do for fun in the city? Or what do you do for fun in the Bay Area, right? To make it more like similarity. We're both in this together. What do you do for fun in the Bay? All right? Also, when you go somewhere new, you can be like, what do you do for fun around here? What do you do for fun in this crazy city? Okay? So, what are you passionate about? I would stay away from. It's a little bit like, it's a good follow-up question if someone doesn't know what to say for what are you into, right? So it's like, what are you into? What do you mean? I don't know, what are you passionate about? You can also follow up with, what do you do for fun? Okay, I want you to get these questions down. Remember, you can put it in your own words. These are skeletal ways of saying them to make them very clear for learning purposes. Okay. The person's going to answer. That's not on there. Okay, they're going to in this exercise we're going to do. Someone's going to give you 1 or 2 words. If they go on forever about it, that's great. But sometimes they won't. Okay. Number 3, you have the option of keep digging until they reveal more about that. If they didn't give you enough. Okay. Because number 2 is actually what? Number 2 is the big question, right? What is it about blank that you like? Number 2 is a what type of question?
Open-ended.
Open-ended. But what is it also? Open-ended because it's a sneaky why question. It's a why disguised as a what. Okay? Which is cool. So what is it about that you like? And then number 4 is you're going to reinterpret and make sure you understand where the person's coming from, but you're also going to give them your true, authentic read on how you're picking it up. So cool. This is like so fun. Because everyone says be empathetic, but how do you remember to do that? Well, we're going to create a little system here to embed in your conversation. Okay, let me actually do an example for this. You know what? I'll do it on my own up here. I'll be like multi-personality. I'll be schizo. Yeah. So I'll be Eric and Erica. All right. Okay. So this is how this works. This is middle of conversation. Though I've started conversations with this, we're going to be doing the long version, and I'll show you how you can do it in other ways. So Eric and Erica. Okay. So right on. Cool. what are you into? Oh, I really love photography. Nice. That's awesome. What is it about photography that you really like? Oh, I love being able to go out in nature. It gives me an awesome reason to go out in nature and take like a one-of-a-kind shot somewhere. And I actually bring it home and I put it in Photoshop. And I like turning it into this kind of abstract but real photo art type thing. I really like doing that. Cool. Sounds like you're a really creative type of person. Yeah. Okay. So, and then I want you to say, if you like it, I really like that. Okay? So this is how that's going to go. We're going to talk about all the different ways it can go. But that's the idea. And it really does work like that. Do we have a question?
Where do you go after the yeah?
I like that. So we're gonna have a place for it. This will actually set something else up later. Remember, wax on, wax off. All right? This is just one plug-in that I want you to start thinking about. Right? Where can you go?
A new topic.
You can thread off of it. Oh yeah. Speaking of photography, threading. You already know threading. That's one option. Now you can. Now that you went deep, right? You can do a thread and then ask another question. If you're into photography, you can go into like, where's your favorite place? You can go into the where. Yeah, you can go deeper into it. Or how'd you get into it, right? Okay. So this can go another way. So what if they don't give you enough? What if they, right? The cold read, which is the number 4, the reinterpretation, is only as powerful as the person's answer. Okay? So it can go kind of not so well, where it's not as powerful, where it's like, what do? We did photography. Cool, so what do you love doing for fun? I really love photography. Nice, that's really cool. What is it about photography that you really like? I just think it's really cool. Sweet, yeah, it sounds like you're a really creative type of person. Okay, so it's not going to work. That's why number 3 is there. Okay, so this is where you can ask that other open-ended question. Okay, so let's do that again. Photography. So yeah, I really love snowboarding. What are you into? Oh, cool. I really love photography. Nice. What is it about photography that you like? Oh, I think it's just really cool. Yeah, I think it's really cool too. What's like your perfect day out shooting feel like? So you can go deeper into it. You can say, tell me more about that. I don't know. I remember this reminds me of when I was doing cold calls. They would always say, ask them to paint a picture. Paint me a picture of what it's like. Don't say that. I don't know. But whatever open-ended question after that, So it's like, I think it's cool, and they're like, oh, what does a perfect day out shooting feel like? Now they kind of have to be like, oh, going out there, it's always, you don't know what the light's going to be, right? And so it might come out with something else. But it's still, you're going to get, I want you to dig to get enough information. Now, for the exercise we're going to do, let's not do number 3. So here's so it's very, very difficult when you start doing this to stick with the script. Okay? It's really hard, right? Even me saying that, and you're going to start doing it today, you're going to be like, it's going to be like, hey, so what do you love doing? And then you're going to be like, oh, I love just chill, Netflix and chilling. And you're going to be like, oh, what shows, right? You're just going to want to go into that. What's cool about those next whats, save them for later. That's actually another place you can go, right? Wow, it sounds like you're a really, I don't know, we'll go back to photography. It sounds like you're a really creative type of person. What type of camera do you use? I like photography too. Okay, so now you can ask those like after. Here's what's amazing. Nobody gets this. In fact, it's difficult to answer number 2. Right? It's difficult to answer number 2. Okay? So, why do I like hiking? You got to think about it. You got to think, why do I like snowboard? It's a hard thing. You get asked that in the line at like Starbucks or something, and you're just like, what? Why do I love writing songs? You know, and you're just like, it makes you think, which creates a lot of emotion. And they're going to come up with this answer, and then you're going to be like, whoa, you know, it sounds like you're really intuitive. You know, I love that. And they're going to be like, yeah, this person really gets me. Okay? So a couple rules to this. You have to be positive for your cold read. Okay? I want you to think about things like adjectives that are positive. Creative. Okay? Intuitive. A powerful one is introspective. Okay? You can think about active. You're really in tune with your body. It sounds like, you know, you don't care what other people think. It's not really an adjective, but I want you to use what you can think of. If you cannot think, it's harder than it looks, me doing this up here. If you cannot think of an adjective up front, repeat what they say a little bit, right? It sounds like photography is a big part of your life. It sounds like photography is really important to you. It sounds like family is really important to you. I like that. I want you to start, if you like it, I want you to start letting them know you like it. It's going to create this two-way stream. I like that. Okay, there's a reason we're going to add that I like that later. But let's get us adding that in our cold reads here. Okay? No negative cold reads. Okay, whoa, it sounds like you're a really boring type of person. All right? I want you to take a second and really think about what the honest thing you're getting from the person is. Okay? Really, after you do this and you get really good, you usually stick with like 11 or 12 words, and those are going to cover everything. And even after a while, you're going to be like, oh, I know which one I'm going to use. But I still want you to make sure that's the right word that you want to use. I want it to be really genuine because it'll come off in your body language. It'll mean more to you. It'll mean more to them. Especially to you in that sense, because you're going to be like, yeah, I know I say creative a lot, but you know, it sounds like you're really creative. I like that. Okay? And so I want you to be able to, you can have, what if someone says 5 different things? What do you do in your free time? Oh, I love walking my dog. I love painting, right? You can pick one that's interesting to you. You can just be like, cool, those are great things. What is it about painting that you like? Or you can just cold read them from having so many things. You know, whoa, it sounds like there's a lot of different layers to you. All right, which is a good one. Okay? So start thinking about, if you're flirting, start thinking about whatever gender that might be. You know, you might want to say intelligence or bold or, assertive, and you might want to think about things like nurturing or caring or loving or whatever it might be. Start thinking about where you think that person might be, so you can take that. At work it can be whatever, as long as it's positive. So please stick with the script. It's very difficult when you first start learning this, but again, make the words your own. But for the first 6 months, just use this exact text so you get the process. A lot of stuff we're going to learn, you have to internalize it, and then it's like learning the scale of a C major, and then you can turn it into your own riffs. Okay, so learn the scale, and then I promise you'll be able to riff off of it. Any questions so far on this? Okay, and yeah, go ahead.
Is there like a general rule of thumb that you have on how many questions to ask that?
Right. We're doing 2 in a row here. We're doing 2. I think that's a good max with someone newer. So like we were talking about the combination of, so the question was, are you asking too many questions in this? And so we have 2 questions here, and then you're going into a cold read, and then you can go into a thread. You could ask another question. You could create a similarity of why you like that too, and then ask another question, right, from a thread. It's okay if you're doing it right and you're not like putting the pressure on someone. You're actually pulling back and thinking about what you think of this person and then coming back, right? And even if you don't get it right, the person's going to love you for trying. You're trying to get them. Okay? So even if you don't get it right, you'd be like, wow, it sounds like you're a really, curious type of person. And they're like, not really. It's more like, they might, well, hopefully, they're, if you get that one wrong, but they might correct you. And you'll learn more about them and you'll be like, actually, I'm not that, thanks, that's cool, but I'm not that ambition. I think it's more curiosity. And they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Right? The fact that you're taking a second out of your day and trying to let them know how you heard them is amazing. It's something, when was the last time you got this? When was the last time someone was like, whoa, God, it sounds like you're a really blank type of person. I love that. You just don't get that. You're going to be memorable. You're going to be memorable. Okay. Find a partner. Introduce yourself. We're going to go out there. Please write this down and stick with it. Also, last thing about this is don't ramble on. The cold read needs to be simple. All right? So don't be like, oh, it sounds like you're a really creative person because you take pictures and go out and, don't go into all that. It sounds like you're a really creative type of person is enough. Or it sounds like you're really in tune with your body and it's important to you. It's enough. Okay? Don't try to fill in all that space. Just go straight to I like that. Keep it short and simple for now.